All right, anyway, we're going to try to do this again because literally George and I were stumbling over our fucking words. We were having interruptions.
Yeah,
shit wasn't going on, but bam, right off the bat, everybody who participated in the contest to come up with George's new name, we decided, we didn't decide. George decided on the name that he liked the best, and that was The Uncut Truth. And 2 people came up with that shit. It looked like something. One was Connor Twist. Connor Twist. I don't know. You know who you are. And Corn Native. Both you guys need to send us some stuff in our inbox from your addresses so we can send you a free T-shirt. Also, anybody who is over at my channel, Kevin White Uncut, I've been putting out new videos. Anybody who makes a comment on a video is eligible if they have the best comment. And you can leave as many comments as you want to. Each video, best comment gets a free T-shirt. That contest only runs to the end of February. Now, we're out whoring ourselves out.
Well, this part is shout-outs. Oh, yeah. Shout-out to Nick Luzzy. No pressure. This is the guy who's coming up with my banner and my background for my YouTube channel. So
Nick Luzzy he was a bear.
So don't suck.
Yeah.
That's my advice. just don't. You better come correct or,
Also, shout-outs to the Crispy 64, Chris Dantuma, Chris Hatchett, and Katrina. Holding it down in Texas.
For you folks who just watched the UFC on Fuel.
It was actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah, for free, dude.
Yeah, man, you can't beat that shit.
Dude, we've paid for, actually, let me rephrase that. Kevin's paid for worse fights.
We've paid for much far worse events. But it was pretty entertaining.
Your boy Dillashaw, I heard, looked impressive with the exception
he couldn't put away Watson, but he looked pretty impressive.
He couldn't choke a chicken.
Huh?
He was choking.
He wasn't choking shit, you know. Minjavar defeated Albert via submission. He looked pretty impressive. We're you know what? George and I are laughing at each other right now because the two names. I
sat there and told this man we were going to talk about T.J. Dillashaw and cut to the last 2 fights. So Kevin goes, yeah, we'll do that. And what's he do? We talk about T.J. Dillashaw and he goes back to the first fight of the night.
I just impressed because the guy knocked him out in 43 seconds. I just can't say his name. And if you're watching this, you probably hate me. But George can't say your name either.
Step McCookich?
Something like that.
Whatever. Stipe.
There'll be somebody on there that'll learn how to pronounce or break it down, the pronunciation.
Let him fight Stephen Struve. Anyway,
yeah, that's good.
On to Stephen Struve. He fought Dave the Statue Herman. Yes. Dave Herman wore his bear pelt because it was obviously a pelt match tonight. He will be shaved after the fight.
He's got a new name. It's called Cave Herman.
That was terrible.
Short for Caveman Herman because he was a chia pet.
How do you have that much forehead and all that much body hair?
Huh?
He had all that forehead and all that body hair. It's like the hair went from here to down in here.
That mug was hairy, sure.
His traps were hairy.
Scary hairy, sure.
Yeah, well, Scary Harry got TKO'd in the second round.
Stephen Struve, definitely, his game has improved dramatically. His stand-up game looked much more sharp. He looked much more technical, just looked a lot better. I mean, he used his length and his reach, and it was very effective. For, the first few fights we watched him, you're like, okay, this guy's got a huge height and reach advantage. Why isn't he using it to his, to
his advantage?
Keep people, to use it as advantage, He's got a height and length advantage. George and I shouldn't film at like fucking 5 o'clock in the morning on weekdays. But anyway, but the bottom line was Steph Struve looked much improved.
And now it leads us to the finale of the UFC on Fuel,
which was Diego Sanchez versus Jake Ellenberger. I'm
gonna tell you what, real quick, I was impressed with the production of this whole event, with the graphics and the talking and the strike graphics now on the bottom. I hope that's something they incorporate into the UFC.
I hope they take Brian Stan and make him a commentator, because I tell you what, I thought Brian Stan did
did he commentate early? Because when I got here, all I heard was Kenny Florian. Kenny Florian.
Kenny Florian was like play-by-play.
With some other dude I've never heard of.
But Stan was with Jay Glazer doing it for Fox.
Okay.
And they did a great job. I mean, Brian Stan is a great commentator. I think he's, whenever he wants to retire, he's got a great...
He'll be commentating soon enough.
Now, Diego Sanchez.
Why wasn't this fight 5 rounds?
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you what, it would have been very interesting if it was 5 rounds, because basically Ellenberger dominated the first and second round, but Sanchez turned that shit on. Like a Bunsen burner in the 3rd round, Jordy.
For all you people who have never taken chemistry, that's the... whatever.
You know what he went Diego and he went dirty on him. He went dirty Sanchez on him, Shorty.
For one 1 minute burst at the end. And I'm still perplexed as to why he didn't try to choke that dude out.
Perplexed. God damn it, big ass word.
It's not.
I know it's not, but it's just...
Big coming from me.
It's kind of like perplexed. It's just... could be the name of this, how we've been for the show the whole time. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's funny, man. Diego Sanchez, he comes to fight all the time. I love watching the guy fight because you know what? He gives it 150% every time he's in a fight, man.
This is why the man has a job and will continue to have a job.
He's always going to have a job, you know, and he doesn't get knocked out. He doesn't get fucking finished. I mean, even when he's losing. Yep.
Yeah. With that said, this obviously propels Ellenberger even further up the ladder. Most people had Ellenberger a lot of people had Ellenberger beating Condit in the first match, and we now see where Condit's at. Mm-hmm. This just thrusts Ellenberger right into the top 3 conversation at the welters. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, we got a little confusion going on with the welters. Who does GSP fight? What about Diaz? Diaz smoked his way out, but he'll probably get back in. And what does Condit do? Is he going to fight before he fights GSP?
What about the guys that sat at number 2, like Fitch, for so long? What's he going to do? That's the thing. He's
John
not going
Fitch
away.
is still counting sheep.
Yeah. But he's just, you know. Anyway, now let's move on to this UFC huge event. And when I say UFC 144 is a huge event, it's because there are 7 fights on the main card, George. Maybe you didn't hear when I said 7.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Lucky number 7?
This right here is by far the worst show we've ever shot. That one is going to be...
Lamar Odom's number 7?
That one's going to be... Who is he playing for?
Who? Dallas.
Yeah. How's that working out?
Not good.
A lot of help off that Lakers bench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, you do have Steve Blake running the...
Point, bitches.
How about there...
Your boy Agent Zero, too. Anyway, back to MMA.
Dude, can we talk about that, please?
No.
Please.
Not during the UFC 144, because we'll have to retape again. And these guys will kill us. Anyway, Anthony Pettis is going to be fighting Joe Lozon.
Actually, he's going to be fighting Gilbert Arenas. Gil P.
Gil P.
Anthony Pettis versus Joe. I'm going with Pettis.
Yeah. Pettis has struggled a little bit lately. I mean, and everybody's going to be like, oh, no. I hear you Pettis fans coming at me with that shit. But the bottom line is Pettis was on a roll. And all of a sudden, he lost to Clay Guida, and he got a split over Jeremy Stevens. So it's been a little tough for him. And the guy he's getting ready to face is known for putting people, you know, submitting people. I mean, 21 of his victories, 17 of them are by submission. So don't let him get caught in anything. I'm just saying.
That's pretty damn prolific.
I'm prolific, motherfucker.
Yeah, that was pretty good
I
insight.
should do another channel called Prolific next. Anyway, featherweight bout.
Are we really even?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it because this guy's pretty well. I mean, you know, he's big in the Japanese world, huh?
Dude, there's 3 people in Japan that watch this show.
Yeah, I mean, Hatsu Hioki, and if you're pronouncing it
fucking A.
And if the Japanese pronunciation is Hatsu Kyoki, okay, I just want everybody to know I know my Japanese, is going to be fighting Bart Palasevsky. And if I said that wrong, I'm sorry. Anyway, but, you know, Hatsu is on a freaking 5-fight win streak.
I think this is about to be number 6.
You know what I think?
I'm going with him.
I think Bart's going to knock him out.
All right.
You know, that's what I'm
I bet you $1.27 that Hioki wins.
$1.27
the Hioki wins.
$1.27 it is? $1.27. All right. Middleweight bout. Yushin Okami is going to be fighting.
No, let's rephrase that. Yushin Okami is going to be beating Tim Boetsch.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, Okami, you know, like Sherlock has him ranked like the 3rd middleweight, but meanwhile he's fighting way down on the card. I think just...
He's Japanese. That's why he's fighting, period.
You know what? You got a very good point there, George. And I think that Tim Boetsch might just get outclassed.
I am thoroughly shocked that Bob Sapp and Godzilla aren't on this card.
Huh? Godzilla blew out his ACL, man.
He was supposed to. I thought he was fighting Hello Kitty.
No, he's fighting
Those
Mothra,
are the only 2 things in Japan bigger than this card.
Motherfucker blew his knee out.
So anyway, I'm going with Okami.
Yeah.
I don't think that's much of a stretch.
Yeah. I think Okami's going to I think he's going to not finish it by the 2nd round. And
now,
that's it. Now,
this fight to me is more interesting because this literally someone could be handed a pink slip after this match.
Now,
Sexyama.
Akiyama has lost 3 of his last 4, but at the same time, 3 of his last 4 fights have been fight of the night. So the guy is entertaining, and he fights his ass off, kind of like Diego Sanchez. That literally, he fights his ass off. They put him in a wheelchair because he can't walk out the ring because the nigga's ass is fought off. Just saying.
Now, the person Akiyama's fighting has had what I would say a tumultuous career since coming to the UFC.
Right.
Very unimpressed.
Tumultuous. Like, God. What fucking light bulb popped out? Georgia was.
too late for that shit to happen.
I'm sorry, man. We got to get a hold of this. Man, I'm telling you guys, if y'all were here in the studio, which is my living room, the fucking light bulb popped out, George. You would have thought a bomber, terrorist bomber was coming in with a strap on. Shorty, you freaked out, man.
Let me explain something.
That light bulb straight punked you.
What he just said about the terrorist thing could happen because 2 doors that way.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to the
look at that.
heavyweight
You see that? The quick lane change? Changing subject.
I'm changing lanes.
Anyway, no. We haven't finished talking about Akiyama versus Jake Shields.
So what do you think?
Jake Shields is going to get beat, and then he's going to get handed a pink slip. This is Jake Shields' last fight in the UFC if he loses.
Jake Shields struggled. I mean, he's on a 2-fight losing streak.
He's going to be right back at Strikeforce fighting John Fitch.
Yeah, and I mean, in the last fight, man, Ellenberger just annihilated him, and it didn't look too good. I mean, I think when he came back to the UFC, there was high expectations, and you know what? In the fight before GSP, he struggled.
Yeah.
I mean,
the only person who's looked worse than Jake Shields in the UFC is Mayhem Miller since coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm going to tell you what, Mayhem Miller probably has 1 fight left if he performs the way he did.
I mean, Mayhem Miller can come back, and you got to give him an opportunity. I say you give Mayhem Miller another fight to see how he does, and if
I'm
he can
surprised
win.
He's not on this card because this is
would've
where
been a perfect card.
He fought a lot of his fights. Now, on to my man Mark, who's Mike's brother.
Mm-hmm. Mark Hunt. That was good. George slides those jokes in there, and sometimes they kind of go over my head. But
Chich Konga.
Huh?
Dude, this is going to be a stand-up
Mike
battle.
Hunt's brother Mark is going to fight Czech Kongo. Now, I'm going to tell you what. This looks good when you look at it on paper, like Mark. But I'm going to tell you what. Mark Hunt has won 2 fights in a row, but prior to that, he lost 6 in a row. Okay, and he gets submitted all the time. Not that Czech Kongo is the best submission artist, but he's had 3 or 4 submissions, and victories by submission. But the problem is Mark Hunt. I don't know if you would consider him a formidable opponent right now for Czech Kongo because it's like.
What you're doing is you're looking at another guy who made a large career over in Japan being a pride fighter. Right. Mark Hunt was over there in those open weight tournaments fighting guys like Vanderlei Silva and things like that. So that's what this is. This is what the Japanese people are going to come. I don't know where this is, but it's going to be a sellout, and it's going to be humongous.
It really will be. Now, which brings us to the next thing. The light heavyweight bout is going to be between Quinton Jackson and Ryan Bader. Rampage Jackson was huge in pride. Huge Japanese following. Fought a lot of his fights. Some of his best fights and days were over in pride. So that's one of the reasons you're going to see him as like a co-headliner on this card. Now,
Bader needs to win this fight.
Bader does need to win this fight. He struggled a little bit lately. Jackson has done what he's had to do. I mean, obviously he lost to John Jones. Everybody loses to John Jones.
Right now they do.
But who do you have in this card? I mean, this fight, winning this fight.
I want to go with Quinton. I do. And I think he's going to catch Bader. I think he's going to catch Bader with a right and put him down.
I'm thinking Tito knocked him out, Bader. Finish it. I mean, the thing is Quinton Jackson he's very coming straight ahead. He's, you know what he's going to do. He's pretty good at doing it. Bader will have to take him to the ground. I don't think Bader's going to be able to do anything standing up against a Quinton Jackson. But I think if he takes him to the ground, maybe he can out-wrestle him. He's a great wrestler. I'm going to go with Quinton Jackson. I think he's going to catch him and knock his ass out in the second round.
See.
Last fight in the main event, the light heavyweight championship bout between Frankie Edgar and Benson Henderson.
Ben Henderson's in this fight in the second round.
Yeah,
because Ben Henderson is not BJ Penn, and he's not Gray Maynard.
No,
and
he's
those
a
are
much
the only 2
bigger.
people Frankie Edgar's fought in his last 4 fights.
Yeah,
2 versus Penn, 2 versus no.
Yeah, these 2 are my 2 favorite lightweight fighters, and they're going to be going up against each other. But I think Ben Henderson is just a little slippery and too big and athletic.
You're not going with the dirty jurors?
I mean, I like Frankie Edgar, man. I like what he brings, but I just think, I like both of them, but I just think Ben Henderson's just too athletic for him.
You don't want to go with the fist pumping little guy from Jersey?
I'd like to, but I mean, if I had to put my money down, I'd put my money on Henderson.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think that's
and you know what? I've doubted Frankie Edgar, and he always proves me wrong. And you know what? And hopefully he can sit back and laugh at us or whatever. Right. But I think Ben Henderson's going to take the win. He's going to be the new lightweight.
I think Ben Henderson's going to stun him and swarm him and end it.
That's right. Now, on that note, we're out of here.
Whoa. So no Peyton Manning talk and no Gilbert Arenas talk? That's big news. Or Lynn, because Lynn's going off like the 4th of July.
Oh, we just did a video on Jeremy Lin. But by the way, I just want we can have some fun with this. By the way, he's Thai. We know he's American because he was born here in America. Okay, he's Thai. We were see, the problem is with so many people, like when George and I do little skits and we joke and everything and say stuff like this, people really take everything. It goes over your heads, which just amazes me. Because I would think that the people, especially who follow us for years now, know that we're just two idiots, and we're always trying to add a little twist of humor to shit.
Yeah, because it's more fun. Cause, I mean, I don't know what kind of friends you keep, but if you don't joke like that, I'm sorry. I don't get it.
Yeah, we say all kinds of jokes: white jokes, black jokes, Asian jokes,
brown
Latino
jokes,
brown jokes,
purple jokes,
whatever. But the guy said, "Well, if you didn't have a black co-host like this, you wouldn't be saying a lot of black jokes." Bullshit. Okay. Yeah. Because I say hunky jokes all the time, and George isn't around when I say them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's kind of strange that. So my response to that is I should go get a job at the UN so I can openly talk about everyone. It doesn't make any. That's stupid. It's just dumb.
Times Square watches and shit. Anyway, Gilbert Arenas, the Lakers. He came in.
Are they signing him? That's all I want to know. Because I heard they started putting metal detectors in the locker room.
This is the thing. Gilbert Arenas obviously has not done anything lately.
He lost weight.
He lost weight. They
said
he looked good at the shoot around. And when you look at the current point guards and their averages, and you look at Gilbert Arenas, then you're thinking,
he's not a point guard. He's never been a point guard. He'll never.
I know
be
he's a shooting guard. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, they just think they need more help scoring. I don't know. I mean,
it did not help with the guard.
What about your boy Jeremy Lin? He went off again tonight.
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking right at this tonight as we were filming, and the beat goes on. They said Jeremy Lin setting a career high with 13 assists in their Wednesday night, 7th straight game since this cat came on the court.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now,
he's for real.
Amari Stoudemire's thrilled, Tyson Chandler's thrilled, and Carmelo says he'll make it work.
Yeah, he's gonna have to, because they're winning with this formula. And Spike Lee at Madison Square Garden and all the rest of the cronies up there
are all wearing 17 jerseys. Well, exactly. Yeah, I mean, when they win, and I'm going to tell you what, that is a large demographic. If they can appeal to that demographic in New York,
that's great, man.
Dude, then Madison Square Garden will be rocking.
Yeah.